Help us. Help us. I need lasagna.
Hi, Dan, Lindsay with Four Oaks Family Homestead. We kind of are doing an experiment here. Currently, our monthly grocery budget is between $350 to $400 per month, and that's 4 people. And that's including toiletries and everything else.
Dog food,
everything else. So it's not very much. I mean, it doesn't even sound like a lot. Even when I'm thinking, $400 is a decent amount of money, but not when you're buying food.
No, not when you're buying food. That equals out to be either $9 per person for a month or $100 per person for a month.
Which is a lot. Like, it's hard to get anything for that amount of money.
We used to be able to do that and do it quite easily. At that time, though, we were eating differently than we are trying to eat now.
Right.
We were eating more processed food, more convenient food, just what we could fit in our budget, along with
box things are cheap. That's the case.
Yeah,
things in boxes are cheap.
Along with buying fruits and vegetables, but we'd buy a lot of trail mixes and that kind of stuff as well.
Granola bars, right?
Granola bars, fishy crackers, because my kids were younger. Fruit snacks, all that kind of stuff. So now we are trying to eat differently and more healthy options, trying to get away from processed food as much as possible. And
no
sugar is kind of out the window for us too. Like, we don't want to do sugar unless it's coconut sugar, pure maple syrup, or date syrup. That's kind of what we've been going to, or Truvia, that kind of stuff.
Right. So the experiment though is, what would our budget look like if we had $200 a month for food,
or $50
for a week? So what we came up with is we did a week's worth of groceries for $50.
So that includes all of our meals,
except for not, because we couldn't do it for $50.
Okay, no, but so we were trying to do 7 dinners, 7 breakfasts, and 7 lunches.
Right.
That was our goal. We went to Aldi, which I know a lot of places don't have Aldi, like where we're from, Washington State. There's no Aldi there, but you have Winco and Walmart, and I feel like they're kind of in the same, maybe not. I don't know. It would be interesting to compare them.
But yeah, not the same.
Different prices. Anyway, maybe we'll do that. But we're going to show you what we got at Aldi for, how much was it?
We paid $53.88 at Aldi, plus another $7.38 at Brahms for milk. I just bought 2 gallons of milk at Brahms, and everything else was at Aldi.
I do want to say that both of our boys drink, I don't know if it's called specialty milk, but basically we try to get lactose-free milk. Right. Or at Brahms, they have this type of milk that...
A2 milk.
Yes. A2 milk or A1, A2? A2 milk. So it's easier on your stomach. So lactose-free milk is more expensive than just the regular, milk you can get at the store. You can improve on this, but it's bad. I don't know. The stuff that we ended up getting is not even stuff that we're thrilled about.
Yeah, I didn't want all of this stuff. I mean, all the meals that we were going to have are not going to be all that great. We're kind of picky. We like to eat good food. I mean, that's the thing. Who doesn't, right?
Everyone likes butter. Well, not everybody, but
hard to do this for $50. That's kind of what we're going with. But we'll show you what we did get.
Yes. All right. So we ended up getting 2 boxes of this spaghetti. It's 32 ounces of spaghetti, and it's a big box. So that was $1.39, and we ended up getting 2 because we plan on using both of them this week.
That would be 2 dinners worth right there.
Yeah, 2 dinners worth, hopefully for us.Maybe some leftovers too. Hopefully.
For lunches.
Leftover
lunches.
Yep. Exactly. All right, and then we ended up getting 2 bags of this 5-pound white bleached flour, all-purpose, which is not what we normally use. We've been switching to whole wheat flour, and I normally don't like to get bleached flour, even if I am getting all-purpose flour. And that was, that was $1.15. $1.15 for that flour. And what I plan on making with this flour is bread, because I try not to do processed food as much as possible, and making your own flour is kind of part of it. No, making your own bread is kind of part of it. And then with that, we ended up getting some fast rising instant yeast, and let's see how much that was. The yeast was 89 cents, so I ended up getting 2 of them. So hopefully that is enough. And then we already talked about the milk. This is the milk that we get at Brahms, which is I think only in Oklahoma. And do they have any in Texas maybe?
Yeah, a little bit in Texas.
Yeah, so this is only here. We did get, for breakfast options, we did get some of the crispy oats, which is obviously like Cheerios, and it has 0 sugar and 0 added sugar. That's kind of why we've been getting this when we do get cereal. Even though it is processed, it doesn't have the sugar, and sometimes you need something fast. And then one other thing we got is bacon. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you don't need to do bacon. But we need flavor and things. And what we're going to plan on doing is making some beans. And we want to flavor our beans with some pork because it is good. So we got this bacon, and it was where is it? Oh, this sliced bacon was $3.79. And was this the cheapest? Yes, and it looks like a box from like my childhood, like orange and black. Doesn't it remind you of your childhood, babe? Like
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, is this like the Cleveland Browns bacon, or like, what is?
Yeah, but it looks actually pretty
1978.
good. Right. So we're gonna have bacon to flavor our beans, and maybe some for breakfast or something along the way. Obviously, with this, we got
beans and rice.
Long grain rice, and it is 3 pounds of rice. So if we were making 2 cups of rice a day, this would be 3 days worth of rice, and that was $1.89 for this rice. And then I did mention the pinto beans, but this was how big a bag of pinto beans? 4-pound bag of pinto beans, and the beans were $3.15. We got a little itty bitty Aldi brand peanut butter, which I really wanted to get the Jif peanut butter because it's the best, and I knew we'd like it, but we went with the cheaper option. What?
It's $3 less than the Jif. That was $1.15, I believe.
Let me find it, and we'll double check that. The creamy, like 1 pound, 18 ounces of peanut butter was $1.19 compared to the Jif, which was bigger. But it was like over almost
$4, $3.89.
Not quite $4, but yeah. So we went with the small one this week, and we ended up picking up 1 can. I thought we got 2, but we must put it back.
Put one back to buy the bacon.
We're trying to stay below $50, and obviously that didn't work. We got 1 mixed can veggie, and that was, is that 57?
50 cents.
Yeah, that was 50 cents. So then for spaghetti sauce, which if you haven't been able to figure out, we're going to have spaghetti for dinner, hopefully 2 nights, and maybe some with lunch left over. We ended up getting 4 jars of pasta sauce, 2 meat and 1 traditional. What?
2 traditional. 2 meat, 2 traditional.
Oh yeah, 2 meat and 2 meat and 2 traditional. Oh my goodness. And each one of these was 85 cents, which actually is not that expensive. We will end up using 2 of them for each box, at least 2 of them, because sometimes I make pasta, just normal box of spaghetti, and I use 1.5. So our spaghetti might be a little dry, or we might be adding water to our spaghetti, right?
Stretch it out, add water.
And each one of these spaghetti sauces is 24 ounces. And then we ended up getting these wide egg noodles. And there is, how big is this? Oh, sorry. There is 16 ounces in this bag. We did end up getting a probably MSG filled taco seasoning mix. And this taco seasoning mix was 38 cents. And we just got one of those. Yeah. So now we're going to get into eggs. We got a 12 count. We got 12 dozen eggs. No, we got 1 dozen eggs. We got 1 dozen eggs. Oh my goodness, what's wrong with me? We got 1 dozen eggs for 94 cents.
Let me just take a time out here and interject something. Every one of these things I thought was a really good deal, and all the
Me
things that
too.
we paid very little. I make spaghetti sauce for 85 cents, a dozen eggs for 94 cents,
Yes.
a box of cereal for $1,
Yeah.
like a purpose flour, $1.15. These things are extremely a good deal,
Extremely.
and we still, after, I like literally was being the least expensive, like the peanut butter for $1.
That is true. Everything that you get is really cheap, and you're like, wow, how can we get up to like past $50? Because I mean, normally, truthfully, we like to buy cage-free, organic eggs, but this budget doesn't necessarily allow for it. When we have our chickens laying eggs, we're going to be like swimming in eggs. But until that comes, we're going to have to buy eggs. And then we picked up a 3-bulb fresh garlic. And the thing at Aldi, you can't just go in and buy 1 bulb of garlic or 1 onion. It's always in bunches, usually. So maybe if you go to Winco or you go to Walmart, you might not be able to have to, spend as much or get as much. But even so, garlic was $1.19 for 3 bunches. And we got 6 onions. So these Texas sweet onions were $1.49 for 6. Alright, so and then we ended up getting some apples because we are doing breakfast and maybe lunches, and my kids like snack during the daytime, so we're gonna see what we're gonna do here. 3-pound bag of Pink Lady apples, which is our favorite apples, and they are from our home state, obviously. So we like getting apples from our home state. But anyway, these apples were
$3.89, I think.
Yeah, these apples were $3.89 for 3 pounds.
Which is a really good deal for Pink Lady apples.
Pink Lady
I've
apples
never
are
seen them for
really
like $1 something a pound. That's a really good deal.
Yeah, that was a good deal. Everything we got was a really good deal. This 2-pound bag of whole carrots, it was 99 cents. Oh, I forgot the butter. And we ended up getting butter. That's like a luxury item, seriously, when you're only trying to spend $50.
It was $3. That was almost like an eighth, 8% of our food budget right there in your hand.
It was $2.89 for this butter, and it's 1 pound. Ow! I hurt my finger. It has 4 sticks, 1 pound total. Yeah, that was a luxury item to buy butter. All right, and then we ended up getting these chicken leg quarters for $5.10. And also boneless tenders chicken for $6.21. And we didn't get any beef. We didn't get, yeah. So this is what we have. All right.
You did get these two.
Yes, we got potatoes. That's right.
These were all $3.
They were $3.29, but that's a big bag of potatoes. And obviously, if we wanted to use some milk, we could make some potato soup. But what we're gonna do with these is we could also make some hash browns with this. We could make some fried potatoes, or one night we're just gonna have baked potatoes, and hopefully we'll have some bacon left over, and we can put bacon on top, butter on top,
Right, bacon and butter. That's
bacon
it.
and butter, and salt and pepper. And that's one thing that
And sorry, I'm going to interject here as well. We wanted to get some cheese, but on our budget of $50, which turned into $60, there's no way that we were able to get cheese to add to this.
Yeah.
I mean, each one of these items, like I said before many times, got a really good deal on. It was very inexpensive. I am shocked at how much $50 did not go. How far $50 did not go, I should say.
Yeah, I think that's why this experiment is actually so eye-opening, because it helps you actually really see how far your money is going or how far your money is not going. And I guess what we could have done is just got 1 milk for the week and just had less milk and bought cheese with that extra like $3 and whatever it was. Right?
That wouldn't be very much cheese, but yeah.
Yeah. The boys wanted to get some popcorn, but we didn't because $50 didn't allow for popcorn, obviously. Interesting week, and we'll try and film it as we go, right? So again, our total at Aldi was $53.77, and then the milk was almost $7.
$3.29 twice, so it's almost $7 after tax.
Yeah, almost $7. Yeah, and then
which is one thing we wanted to mention here as well. The sales tax at where we went in Oklahoma here was 9%, and that's on all food. Washington State, we did not have the issue of having to pay for sales tax. Had we not paid for sales tax, this would have been $49 instead of $54.
Yeah.
And that's a significant amount. Almost 10% is a lot of money to pay for.
Exactly.
To pay on top of what you're already paying for the price of the food.
Yeah.
We've seen this type of thing from other people, and it's interesting
Yeah.
to see what you can do for
Yeah.
a certain amount of money in a week.
Yeah.
But we'll keep you guys updated. We'll show you our progress as this goes, and pray for us.
All right, it is Monday morning, and we have started our $50, well, we try to do $50 a week food challenge. So that's every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinners for our family of 4. What the boys chose to have for breakfast today was bread. That was what they chose. I was gonna make them some toast, some peanut butter on it, something else, but they just chose to eat some bread this morning. So I'll go ahead and show you the bread that I ended up making. I started on Saturday. It's a very basic bread dough, and it sat overnight, and then I baked it yesterday, which was Sunday, and then we're eating it today. So here is the bread that I made. Here's like a little small slice, and you can see it's more of a I don't know, it reminds me of more of an artisan bread, but because it's kind of like it's springy I guess, but it's really crunchy on the crust. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and maybe try and bake it a little differently. I will link where I got this bread recipe from, which I think is called Frugal Fit Mom, which I love her channel, but I'm gonna try and make the bread just maybe a little differently for us. So same ingredients, maybe just different temperatures, things like that, because the bottom of the bread got pretty dark, and I don't know if it's because my IKEA pans are pretty thin. I did bake in an IKEA pan. I don't know. All right, we got Mr. Ryan here to tell us what he thinks of the bread.
It's really good.
It's what? I didn't hear that.
Really good.
It's really good, he says. So this is the bread we're going to have with our dinners. We're going to have it for lunch. We're going to have it for breakfast. We're going to be carb loading this week.
All right, here's my lunch. I have a little bowl of beans, 3 pieces of bread, one of which has peanut butter on them. The bread's going to be dipped in the beans, and that's some good looking stuff. And it smells amazing.
You're gonna dip the peanut butter bread in your beans?
No, just normal bread.
It is Monday at 12:15, and this is the boys' lunch today in our $50 plus, because we couldn't make it under $50 or at $50 lunch. So they're having 2 slices of bread, and they're having an apple, and then they have some carrots. Yep. Jacob's having some peanut butter. Guys, we have not prayed yet. Please stop eating. Jacob's having some peanut butter on his bread, and Ryan is not. He chose not to. But there is some peanut butter to dip their apples in, or carrots, apparently. And I'm not really eating lunch. I had like a small piece of bread and like a little bit of peanut butter separate. I did a peanut butter swoop. Yeah, I did with my knife. But if I do get hungry, I will probably have a slice of bread and maybe some peanut butter on it. Again, not keto, but this week it's not going to happen. So that's where we're at. So it is Monday evening. It is our first dinner, and underneath this big pile of beans is rice. You can't see it in his bowl. This is Dan's. This is my bowl. You can see the rice here. The boys already got their food and they're sitting down, and here's the bread. Our bread, I cut at the second loaf and just cut it in halves, and obviously this is the rice we have left. I use only 2 teaspoons of this mix for 2 cups of rice. The rice is kind of bland, let's just say, but I'm hoping the beans knock it up. Knock it up. That's probably not the thing to say.
Knock it up.
Okay, not that. It's Monday evening, and I'm making up some more dough for bread to cook tomorrow. So I'm using flour. Oh, that's as much flour as I have left in this bag. And then salt, yeast. I think I will at least get 1 more loaf of bread out of this yeast packet, which is actually nice. And then warm water. I need a cup and a half, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It is Tuesday, and I'm about ready to make up some bread for our $50 a week food challenge that we challenged ourselves on. And obviously we know that we did not make it under $50. It was almost $60. So with that said, I had made up some bread, and I'm going to show you what we have left. We have three, well, they're half slices. So we have 3 half slices of that bread that I made up, and I made up 2, and we had it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner yesterday. And here is my dough for this next batch, and I'm only going to make up 1 this time. Yeah, we're going to just maybe do 1 at a time, I think. We'll see. I don't know. So it's Tuesday. I'm going to get my boys some lunch here pretty soon, and I think they're going to have some bread, some apples, some carrots. I think that's what we're having. And right now I'm getting ready for our dinner, which is going to be chicken noodle soup. Tuesday night's dinner is chicken noodle soup with homemade bread. All right, it is Wednesday, day 3 of this $50 a week challenge.
I am so hungry.
Everybody's been hungry, truthfully. And I just had a bread fiasco. So this bread has been working perfectly in these pans. I believe she says not to grease your pans. This time around, I made already 3 loaves of this bread. This time around, my bottom of my bread stuck to the pan, and we had to like scrape it out with a butter knife and a spatula. So hopefully I can keep, like, you know, fix this. It's gonna have to soak for like a month or something. I don't know. But all right, lunch today is, I made up some rice.
Yeah.
And I used some of that taco seasoning packet, and then also some bean juice. Is that what you call it?
Beanstalk.
Beanstalk, okay. And then some beans. Oh, can't see them. And some beans. So that is lunch. So my husband ran out the door, and my lunch is just going to be a big old chunk of bread with some butter. My kids are finishing up school and doing some things outside, and afterwards we will get them some rice and beans and some bread. All right, it is Wednesday evening, and we are having some more of our chicken noodle soup that I made up yesterday. One of the boys is not feeling very well, so he's not having very much. But this is what's for dinner, and then we also have some bread, which this is the bread that's stuck in the pan. So, but it's bread, right? Are you excited for more chicken noodle soup?
I'm extremely excited. I'm starving.
I'm starving. I'm not sick.
Okay. It's Thursday morning, and my boys are having eggs and half an apple. One of them wanted 2 eggs, one only wanted one, so that's what they are. And my kids like their eggs either scrambled or over hard. So that's what they got on their plates. All right, it is Thursday. It is almost 2 o'clock. It's 1:49, and the boys are having some lunch, a little bit of a late lunch, but they had some bread not too long ago too. So Ryan is having rice and beans, and Jacob is just having rice with 1 bean that fell inside it. So that's what they're having.
All right, it's Thursday night. Today's dinner is chicken and rice with a potato. We are going carb rich this week apparently, so that's where we're at.
So it is Friday, and we are having spaghetti with meat sauce and just regular sauce, no meat actual in there, and some mixed vegetables and some bread that we put some butter and some garlic, and I did put some chives on there.
Saturday evening, we have spaghetti for dinner and fresh homemade garlic bread, which looks amazing. Some carrots. This is getting harder every single day, every single meal. Like, I really just wanted to drop everything and go get pizza. But we are committed to get through this week, or we'll make it.
We only have like 1 more day.
I know, I don't know if I
and
can
one
do
of
that.
it's a part of it's a potluck.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You'll be fine.
Finished the $50-ish food week challenge, and we didn't quite make it. We got to Saturday, and then Sunday we had a potluck at church.
Yeah. So we made it to...
And then we're like, I'm done. After the potluck, done. Absolutely done. No more. Not happening. Sunday evening, we had a candy marathon. I'm just kidding, we didn't actually. but
You are very dramatic right
couldn't,
now.
Yeah, we couldn't quite make it all the way, but it was tough. It was eye opening. A long week. We ate a lot of beans. We ate a lot of rice.
Bread.
And the best part of the whole thing was the fresh bread every day. That was probably the best thing.
It was a lot of bread.
It was a lot of bread. It was good. And so what did we learn this week? What did you learn?
Tastes good.
Ryan learned that pizza tastes good, which because we didn't have pizza apparently. But I learned that $50 does not go very far. I also learned that we are very spoiled because
I learned that we were extremely spoiled.
yes,
And
I think that was the hardest thing is having the same thing over and over and over again. And then like I had a little bit of anxiety of like, am I gonna have enough like apples for the rest of the week or carrots? And then
right.
just being hungry. I was hungry.
I was hungry the entire time.
Yeah, even though we had food in the fridge, so that this is the thing. Like, even though we were hungry, like, we had food in the fridge, meaning we had leftover beans.
We had plenty of food. We would not have gone hungry. So that's not the thing.
Well, no, I want to say this. Part of it was, though, like, we were, by the second day or something, we were hungry, but we weren't sure how long the beans were going to last.
Yeah.
Or we were hungry, but we weren't sure how long the carrots were going to last, or the apples. So that was at the beginning of the week. And then towards the end of the week, we knew that we had food. But even though we were hungry, we were just kind of like I don't want beans. I don't, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the beans were good. We cooked them well. They tasted
they were
really
very
good.
And I don't even care for beans, truthfully, very
And
much.
but you can only you can eat as many as you need to, I guess. Beans and rice.
Yeah, so that's the thing. And then we tried to limit our spices. At first we were just going to be like only salt and pepper, and then like the taco seasoning pack that we bought. And then as the week went, we're like, you know what, we're going to use, still tried to use just those spices, but I added a little bit more chicken broth, bouillon, to like some water for the second day of our chicken noodle soup. And just, I kind of used some things that were in our pantry. So if you don't have that stuff, it
would make it much more difficult for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways.
So yeah, the hardest was the hardest part for you.
That's what I think I said. Did I?
Was it the beans every day, or
No.
the hardest part?
I did say the hardest part.
What was the hardest part?
You did say the hardest part.
What'd you say it was?
Oh my gosh, you're not even listening to me. I said the hardest part was what did I say? Oh, not knowing how far the food is going to go.
Oh, that's not what you said, was it?
What did I say?
I don't know. That's why I asked you. All right. The hardest part for me was getting to $50. I mean, the very beginning, but when we did the shopping for it, man, we were $57 plus the milk. So we were
we didn't
like
even make it $50.
$64. And
Well,
we had a lot of food. We had extra.
We didn't use both things of milk. We only
didn't.
used one. So we could have,
But we didn't know about that ahead of time.
At
So
the
as we were
time.
shopping for it, it was hard to get the right stuff to begin with. Like
Yeah.
we only needed probably half the amount of beans that we purchased. Did we use all the rice? I don't even think we used all the rice. But
No, we almost used all the rice.
Okay, so that was
but we did not
closer than-
use all the rice because we had rice several nights. So I think we had maybe a cup and a half left, maybe
Right.
two.
What about the flour? You went through both things of flour,
I
though, right?
almost went through the whole
Yeah.
thing of flour. I only had maybe half a cup of flour left.
Right, that's what I thought. We
Yeah.
pretty much went through
So
that.
because I was baking bread all the day,
And you made
I was
biscuits
using
at one time as well.
No, that was not for that, Daniel. And I was using it to thicken our soups.
You didn't use biscuits at one time.
And you used.
I got tired of
I'm
bread.
using it to, and you used it to. You made. Oh, you have a bug or something. You used it to make gravy and to thicken gravy.
made
so
gravy, that's
there
true.
was a couple other things that we used it for.
I mean, not like we're going to let any of the food go to waste, but we
No.
definitely went through the chicken.
We did.
We made fried chicken the one night with gravy over rice.
You didn't make fried chicken. You just fried. You didn't bread it.
I didn't bread it, right.
Yeah, when I think of
the
fried chicken, I'm like breaded chicken.
Deep
didn't
fried.
bread
We
it.
didn't have oil, so we couldn't do a deep fried, so I just used a little bit of butter and put seasoning on the chicken and fried it, grilled. I guess more like a grilled chicken type thing.
Yeah. One positive of the week. Do you want to go first?
Yes. Positive for the week was looking back, we can do it again, and we're going to do it again. It's not gonna. Yeah, so in the background, they're like, no.
Our poor kids are like, no, we want to go somewhere else. No.
It's going to be a thing that we do. They're going to try different places. We're going to try it. We went to Aldi this time.
Yep.
We're going to try it at we're thinking Walmart and our local grocer Spencer's as well to see if
local, just like a local grocery store.
to see if we can do it for that, or how much you would need to spend in order to get that much food. It'll give us an eye opening that way as well.
Pretty much the only grocery store that we have here that everyone has is Walmart, and then a lot of places have Aldi, but not, and Winco. Winco is the other one. A lot of places.
Right.
So Aldi is kind of just like, they don't have it in. Well, where did we find the first Aldi? Oh, we were just in California. Mm-hmm. They had an Aldi in California. But I know up in like Washington State where we're from, there's no Aldi.
Right.
But there is Winco. So we're going to do Walmart and Winco and then a local grocery store here.
Yeah.
And see. And then we might do it again just to kind of see if our money will go as far as it did this last time, which we were both very surprised that it didn't. But what was your positive?
The fact that we... that's cool. You got a stick. The fact that we could do it, we did it, and we could do it. We got through it. It was tough, and
we're spoiled.
We're so spoiled.
As Americans in general, I think we're spoiled.
I thought a good positive was that we did it, and it was eye opening. Learned a lot of stuff from it.
I think the positive for me is, truthfully, even though I was eating bread every day, like the scale did go down a little bit. It went back up because then we stopped, and then it was like, just kidding. But I think because we're not eating all the time because we didn't want to,
the food that we
were trying to keep it for the end of the week.
We wanted to stretch it, and we also, we're sick of it. We didn't want to eat beans for the 17th meal in a row.
Yeah.
16 was just fine.
Yeah.
But,
so what is your takeaway? 16 meal. What's your takeaway from this?
Takeaway is, like you said, we are extremely spoiled, and also, even though that was very difficult to do, looking back on it and what we actually did purchase, we can do it. I think we can do it for $50 even, but it's going to be one of those things we might need to plan a little bit ahead of time and look for sales. We went to the store and just bought what was on sale, but we didn't necessarily look ahead. If I was doing this and this was like a thing that I was doing, I would look for different sales and spend my $50 ahead of time for a future week's worth of food.
We should include gas next time going to the stores.
I love you. Yeah.
What's your takeaway?
Mine is how important it is to have some form of garden, even if it's a small one where you're only growing a few things. Because that was the thing. We had carrots, apples, and we bought a can of mixed vegetables, which it was gross. And onions. We did have onions and garlic as well, but we didn't have any fresh besides that. And so how important it is to have some kind of supplemental food that you grow yourself, even if it's just on your little porch outside or your 5 acres, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever you have, look for ways to supplement your money, your food budget with things you can grow yourself.
Right.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, because we did have lettuce and radishes and a bunch of things were ready in the garden, but we didn't pick them on purpose because we did not add it to our food thing. So, but we could have easily have a couple of those nights to have a salad along with the bacon that we had, which worked out well for flavoring the beans, but we never did eat the rest of that bacon.
Oh, the boys had
week.
some. We did have some for breakfast one morning. Did have some of that bacon left, and truthfully, it was good to flavor the beans, but to eat itself was not very good. I'm just going to be honest about it.
This wasn't the greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was
and
cheap.
Again, that goes to being spoiled, right? I mean, who's going to say, "Ooh, that bacon didn't taste good"? Well, unless you're spoiled.
I've never said that.
And I think another thing is spices. You need variety and flavor, right? And if you don't have it, did you just say that?
No, I was gonna say variety is the spice of life, but spices are the spice of dinner.
Gracious.
That's deep.
That's Dan's pearls of wisdom.
There it is.
Once again, he shocks me with his wise words. Anyway, so
Wise, dumb.
no. So we're glad that it's done. But with that mindset, I think we're still going to go forward and try and make sure that we are being mindful of what we are eating.
And yeah, it makes us even more thankful for the ability that we have to get what we do get, and to, like we said, this being spoiled. Thankful that I'm able to spoil ourselves, and to an extent with the food that we buy and eat. So
Yeah, absolutely. So there was a few cheating throughout the week. Some of our kids
somebody.
grabbed some sugar-free candy, and then, okay, let's just say this mom did as well. And I already told you, I admitted this. Like, I was like, okay, I have this sugar-free I have this sugar-free candy. Stop, it's sugar-free. I have this sugar-free candy, and this day was lame. So I had like 1 or 2 times in the evening had sugar-free candy. Oh, that was a bad face. That was my double chin face.
I stuck to the beans. I did not.
Yeah,
I did not cheat.
He did not
ate a lot of
cheat,
beans.
but he was the one that called it quits too.
I did say
On Sunday, he was done because
We're
I was
done.
like, "What? We can have baked potatoes," because we did still have a few baked potatoes left
I
over.
said nope.
Yeah, and I think that was the thing. We had no idea. That was the hardest thing. How far this food would go.
Yeah.
Even in my mind, I planned out. Okay, we can have apple this day, and this day, and I planned it out, and then I still wasn't sure. Like, is it really going to last us that long? My kids
Right.
get hungry, or and that was kind of not having the thought. Like, we went into it thinking this is all we have, minus a few sugar-free candies and other spices that we used, but we go into this thinking this is all that we have, and the thought of being hungry and not having enough food to feed your family was kind of like scary thought.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I didn't like that feeling, but we're gonna keep going.
I definitely felt like there was plenty of food there, though. So
Yeah, maybe that's just the mom and me.
Switch turned off. I put it on for another 120 minutes.
Is
Right
the
then.
water still running fast
It is now.
or barely dripping?
It was barely dripping, so I turned it.
We just ran through our well trying to fill up a tiny pool. This is horrible. This land just keeps giving blessings.
26 inches of water.
Oh, please,
This
no.
land is my land.
This
land's
land
not
is
your
We
land.
have a
But it's
small, we have a
mine.
timer on it, and the timer
Give it
went off.
to me because I said so. This land was made for me and me. Right?
Right.
Socialist song.
This land is my land. This land is
That's
Get away.
our dog's theme song.
Yeah, because he's kind of a socialist. But he doesn't know it. That's the thing. That we keep him around because he really has no. Oh, we have another flower happening. Okay, thanks, son.
It's falling.
We keep him around because he does not. Stop picking my flowers. Because he doesn't know that he's a socialist.
That's one of the ones that we started.
Oh, this is one of ours. Look how big that is compared to the
Looks
other
like
one.
you're Hawaiian now.
Oh, okay. Or I have weird growths coming outside my ears, which possibly could be the case after the week of beans
coming out of my ears?
and rice. No, and lots of bread. All right, so we're gonna do this again.
Let's do it. Not for a little
Right.
while.
Nope,
Just give it a few weeks.
a few weeks
We're thinking maybe once a month. So
for a while. Yeah.
for a little bit till we get through those 3 stores at least.
And I think, and something that I have been keeping track of is the cost of food. Like, so I have a Walmart cart, which I never do Walmart pickup. And so I have a Walmart cart, and I'm always tracking to see if prices are going up or going down. So it will be interesting to see, like, if it's harder to make something work for us for $50. Well, or $50+, because we did have to buy the milk. Like, yeah. So we'll see. I'm interested on that as well.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. Done?
Yep.